Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back. It's good to see you. This is a timeless collective reading for whoever needs to hear it. So if the message resonates, then it's for you. When I first connected with the energy, I heard there's more than meets the eye. Then I heard the word subterranean, and I just kept seeing symbols pointing to the fact that there is something deep below the surface that is ready to be uncovered and explored. Then I pulled your oracle cards, and you've got number 8, Karmic Path, with number 24, Focus, at the bottom of the deck. So we've got Sag energy facing off with Capricorn energy here. There is an old, long-standing wound that has kept you looping in this cycle of pain, cycle of suffering. But whatever you have done, whatever you have been doing in your healing, awakening journey, it has been working. And now what I'm hearing is this pain, this wound, it has no power over you anymore. You are ready to attack this head on, resolve whatever is keeping you stuck in the loop, and then exit it. And it is once you exit that you will be able to heal. Interesting, because usually we think about it the other way around. Usually we tell ourselves, I have to be completely healed first in order to exit some kind of cycle of suffering. But this is saying the exact opposite. It's saying the exiting of the loop of pain is the thing that actually catalyzes the wound being able to heal. And the image that's coming to me is of like a cut. If you were to get a cut on your body, and every time it actually starts to scab over and heal, it just gets picked at. It gets picked at over and over and over again. The wound has never been able to heal and close. So I feel like this is going to manifest for you as some kind of awakening in the moment, when you're actually in the pattern, when you're playing out that pain, or you're in the thick of the loop of suffering. There's going to be some kind of boom, like aha moment, Ace of Swords, where you wake up in real time to what is happening or what you're doing. You're able to see it for what it is, and then shift your focus, detach, make some kind of radically new decision, and exit the loop. I did pull 2 other cards from another deck, actually. You've got Death and Remembrance. And this is just validating to me what I was saying about this being an old wound, potentially going all the way back to, childhood. But death is here. Death is transformation. It's time to lay something to rest so that you can have the peace of mind and heart that you need in order to heal. Okay, let's go into tarot. I'm using the Green Menagerie Tarot. Tell me about this karmic loop. It's going to manifest differently for each of you, of course, but let's just get the general energy. Tell me about this karmic loop that the collective is ready to exit. King of Swords. Well, there's some quality here. Part of the pain is being like way too much in your head. Overthinking things to death. Literally overthinking things to death. Not being, when you're in the pain, you are in your head. There's a disconnect from the heart, from the body, from the intuition, because intuition is your body. Clarify the King of Swords. Yeah, and it's interesting that it's a fox here. Fox energy is very, very cunning. But maybe there's a shadow aspect here. There's, you know, a light and dark, light and shadow aspect to everything. Maybe this is the shadow aspect of the fox. A little bit of sneakiness here, I'm hearing. Manipulation, trying to think things through enough. It's almost like, okay, it's almost like constantly being in a chess game or constantly playing a chess game with life, right? It's like, it feels like life or death. I've got to play the game right or I'm going to fail. Clarify the King of Swords. Thank you. Yeah, 7 of Wands. This overthinking and disconnection from your body, it's kicking you into a state of defensiveness. This is, yeah, beautifully validating the chess game analogy. It's you versus the other. You versus the other. You have to defend yourself, stand up for yourself, fight for yourself. And so you're always, relative to this loop of pain, not literally 24/7 every day of your life, but you're always like strategizing. This is the energy of strategizing because of fear. I have to like play the game just right or something bad will happen. One more clarifier, please, Spirit. Ooh, the High Priestess. More so than just being disconnected from your intuition, this feels like potentially going against it sometimes. There's 2 different ways that I'm reading this. This is either the energy of you going directly against your intuition or not paying attention to it, or I feel like this is maybe the High Priestess in shadow, emphasizing what I was saying about the fox energy in shadow. There's some kind of like manipulation here, the need to manipulate energy in order to protect yourself, ultimately. Yeah. So what is the opposite of this? That's the question that's coming to my mind. If the pain is manifesting as overthinking and strategizing, manipulation, like playing this chess game, having to defend yourself constantly, what's the opposite of that? What's the opposite? Answer that question for yourself. Show me the collective. Show me the collective that I'm reading for today, Spirit. Yeah, 8. I just keep getting 8 over and over and over again. The Karmic Path card is also number 8. 8 is associated with the Strength card in Tarot. Show me the collective. The Magician. Yep. Like I said, whatever you've been doing up to this point, it has allowed you to access deeper levels of power within yourself, and you're showing up as the Magician. And he's definitely in his exalted state right now. Give me 1 second. I'm hearing you say, I am ready to do something different. I'm ready to move differently, focus differently, make a new decision, because you recognize that you are the beginning and the end. You are the beginning and the end of your entire life. It starts and ends with you. See the lemniscat above his head? Or their head? It starts and ends with you. Clarify the Magician. Page of Pentacles, exactly. It's time for something new. It's time to invest your energy and your focus, your life force energy into a new path, a new way. So, let's see. What's the challenge here? What's the challenge that the collective is facing? What has been... No, I won't even ask that. Just, what's the challenge? Thank you. The Empress, the literal opposite of the energy of the pain I was tapping into. And there's butterfly energy, which is associated with transformation, going back to the death card. The challenge is allowing this death to happen. Death is a natural process. It's something that, yes, this is very important. Spirit is coming through strongly with this. Death is organic. Death is a natural process. It is something that just happens when the time is right. In a way, I guess you can think of it like that. It's nothing that needs to be forced. It is something that naturally occurs when you, make space for it, I guess. And I feel like you have, okay? So the Empress is the fully embodied, intuitively connected, divine, feminine counterpart to all of the overthinking, strategizing, energy that I was picking up on in the pain. Tell me more about the Empress. The World. Oof. Well, I just feel like asking, how can you create a sense of resolve within yourself? Death being here, the death card being here, it means to some extent your identity has been kind of wrapped up in the wound. You identify with it on some level that is part of what has fed it up to this point. So in order to exit the loop of pain, there's an ego death. There's a shedding of identity that has to happen. And that, so with the World card here, obviously that indicates that the challenge is wrapping this up, wrapping it up, and stepping through that portal into a new cycle, shifting your focus into the new phase, the new life, the new era, right? Not defined by this wound. So how can you create that sense of resolve within yourself so that you feel supported and capable of walking away from a pattern you've always identified with? Why is this the challenge? Why is this the challenge? I'm getting 333. Ooh, 5 of Wands. There's a lot of triggers, I feel. Okay. Thank you. Yes. Ooh, part of the pain here is being triggered. I'm hearing like flares of emotions. Emotional flare-ups. This is a lot of intensity. There might be, I'm feeling some kind of pressure in like my diaphragm and my chest here. Conflict. It's going back to the 7 of Wands, feeling like you have to defend yourself. Interesting. What are you afraid will happen if you like bring down that sort of self-defensive barrier? Well, it's there in the first place, again, because you're trying to protect yourself, right? So there's some kind of fear. Something will trigger you. Part of this pain is connected to a trigger. So notice as you're going about your day or your week, what's triggering you into this emotional flare-up, okay? That moment of being triggered actually is the moment that contains the potential for awakening. So all of this is pointing to you focusing differently on your triggers, or a trigger, something that is triggering you. What's the advice? Usually, when we're triggered, it's just like, it feels like being possessed, right? Like it's this part of you that just flares up and completely takes you over. You're not really thinking clearly. You're just, ooh, it's intense. It's like getting lost in your emotions, right? And that's what's keeping you stuck, or that's what feeds the loop. Being so consumed by the trigger that in the moment you're not really seeing it for what it is, or there's not enough detachment from it to be able to, I'm hearing, attend to it differently and have a different reaction. So it's not necessarily about not being triggered, 1606 on the timer. It's about addressing the trigger differently when it comes up. What's the advice here? Four of Swords. Detachment. Yeah, detachment. Taking a break, taking a step back, focusing on recovering your energy, trying to curate a peaceful environment for yourself. Let's get a little bit more clarity here. Yeah, this is going back to the first thing that I was saying about, like, you cannot heal in the environment or in the context that created the wound in the first place. Strength. I was wondering if it would come up. So what fears arise relative to all of this? Those fears are something that will not stop you anymore. Okay. Oh, perfect. Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Going back to the focus card. Shift your focus. Okay. Feel your fear. Learn from it. And then shift your focus in some way. Shift your focus towards peace. Shift your focus towards peace. It's the opposite of that energy of being triggered. Okay. What exactly should the collective focus on? Two of Cups. Yeah. Union with yourself. Union with your heart and higher self. And, also, the moon. Also, what was coming to me is focus on the version of yourself who is not identified with the pain, right? Let's say like the future version of yourself, the version of you that you're ultimately stepping into, your future self, maybe your higher self, however you want to think about it. But connecting with that version of yourself, almost as like a spirit guide, I think will be really, really, really helpful. Take advice from the version of you who has already healed. And then the moon. Yeah, this is more countering of that overthinking harsh energy. This is like, sinking into divine feminine. Connecting with your intuition and the High Priestess again. Choosing to focus on what feels soft. What feels soft and gentle and loving towards yourself, within yourself. Okay, let's get a journal prompt for you from my journal prompt deck. Journal prompt for the collective spirit. Oh my gosh. What about your own story inspires you? What about your own story inspires you? Yeah, this is so beautiful. There's another journal prompt actually that's coming to mind right now. Another one in my deck. I don't know why. It just like flashed in my mind's eye. And the question is, I'm just paraphrasing here, if your life story was a book, what would the title of that book be and why? And then honing it in even more specifically, what chapter are you on? What chapter of the book would you say you have been in, and which one are you about to step in? Thinking about your life in that way can kind of help you to, I don't know, get things more organized and integrated and resolved in your own mind. What about your own story inspires you? This is an invitation for you to connect with the energy of self-love. You are your own greatest inspiration. You can be. Answer that question for yourself and see where it takes you. Let's get a closing message from Anatomy of a Witch Oracle 44. I'm seeing. Closing message, please, Spirit. Oh, interesting. I just saw / heard dragon. Dragon energy. Maybe you're ready to connect with the energy of dragon or channel your own inner dragon. That feels more like Sagittarius energy to me. Going back to the first two cards, Sag versus not versus Capricorn, but the interplay of Sag with Capricorn. Feels like this Capricorn energy needs to be infused with the energy of the dragon, fire. Oh, this... Okay, this is, I'm pretty sure the same card that came out for the last collective reading, so, okay, Witch Heart. I don't feel like we need to read from the guidebook again, but maybe there is a connection here between this reading and the last collective reading that I gave, where this came out. That reading was called, I think, You Have Access to This Energy Now. Okay, maybe you want to go watch that reading or re-watch it. There's some connection here to that reading. Well, this to me is just completely connected to the Moon card, the High Priestess card. It is the antidote, this soft, the Two of Cups, soft, heart-centered, body-centered kind of focus is what you're ready to step into. I'm hearing you're about to drop the shell of protection that was not really protection at all. Yeah. Oh, and now it's tying into something else that channeled through me a couple days ago. I wasn't filming anything, it just came through me. There's a reframe here that can happen around what protection actually is. We often think that protection is this kind of energy. Sometimes it might be, right? Sometimes you do need to kind of violently stand up for yourself and push back and strategize, right? Every energy has its time and place. But feeling like we need to protect ourselves in that way 24/7 or on a loop, again, this chronic kind of loop, it's not really protection at all. It's just a cage. It's a cage, right? So what is protection? What is protection? How can you actually protect yourself? Can you protect yourself from anything and everything? I don't know. This is an exploration that's coming up now. I would invite you to dive into that and see where it takes you. How can you be protected without constantly being on the defensive and tense and overthinking, right? thank you for letting me read for you. I hope this was helpful, or at least thought-provoking. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And of course, I'll be putting this journal prompt in the description box along with several others. Be sure to check them out. They'll help you to process everything and take your inner work a little bit deeper. I'll see you next time. Bye.